sneaks by. You can boost behind that smoke. I'd be surprised the AWP at this point. He will be just watching that gap like a hawk. But here he comes. Automatic, very good at the deagle. He should be taken down. Decent flashbang though, sneaks past the crosshair. Henny aware, but misses the shot.
Good play. Lucas sprays back in. Bolts finds two from the other side, so mid completely shut down, cut off. And Jordan's gonna die. I hate to break it to you, but Jordan's gonna die. Dies at the end of the round. When he dies. Chapter 3. Chapter 6. We're going into Chapter 7.
A betrayal from his teammates. Well, round number 7, 3-3. Immortals do pull 3 back. I still think this is a CD-sided map. I think the major will be very indicative as to whether people have got some super secret strats coming in. I can't wait for that event. I think so many people are just concentrating on it. Players like Astralis as well. They're going to be bringing some cool stuff to that event. I think Inferno will be instrumental in some team's success at that particular showing. Well, we'll see what happens here in round number 7. It's going to be an AWP this time. A single 1-4 Henny. He's at the banana this time. Looking to challenge once again. Very aggressive stuff from him. Using grenades to find himself some control. The flashbangs come in though. And, oh, I thought he almost certainly got that shot, but no one hitting anything. Good grenade damage towards Stewie. Another default here, slowing down the pace is Cloud9. Not just sticking as a 5-man unit, go for those pug strats. Go for some basic apartments control, that's nothing in Shroud, they have obtained it. And actually 2 players towards quad, KNG and Bolts, so it's an interesting setup, one of which is boosted.
Smoke down top mid. Stewie. He's trying a little jump shot because why not? There's really no point. Stares at the wall, waits for a flash. No one's going to throw it. He's got the smoke. Instead, bomb is getting inside of Banana, so this should be execution.
We haven't seen one of those yet from Cloud9. Execution for the B side, smoking towards CD spawn, coffins, Molotov towards new boxes. Not the most efficient Molotov, but it does something. Good smoke there by Lucas. That could deny everything. They have a real tough time now entering the site.
Shot successful from Henny. Lucas as well. Skadoodle gets the angle better back to new box. Smokes off on either side. It's Skadoodle now that's also going to try and watch the back of Banana when they rotate it. Out from A, he's done a very good job at that. So the execution paying off, at least for now. They've got post-plant set up, but they're inside of a site with equal territory covered off by the CTs. The fact that Skadoodle's able to get that kill fast enough to give them the positions, though, makes the retake less likely. He's gone down. Oh, nothing's overstepped. KNG's in the open. Shroud with 2. Has to find the last, knows where he is. He's got a down spot. Lucas spray, and it's a battle of wits as they both go back and forth, and it's going to go Immortals.
It looks like Shroud is in the zone at that point as well, but Lucas baits him out with the AK, misses a few shots, and Shroud is taken down. To be 4 in a row for Immortals now, really getting into this one. That was quite a nice play from Cloud9, especially Skadoodle stepping up, looking assertive of his AWPing right now. There's always some criticism he's had in the past. Is not taking matters into his own hands, and he's flicking about between CD Spawn and Banana, finds 2 very crucial kills. But I like that from Immortals though. They got the man advantage, and the player in the ruins area didn't overcommit, didn't give his frag away, waits the rotation from his teammates, and they win the round. Comes down to a 1v1 sure, but they managed to get the job done. Back to that double AWP setup. It will be Henny, of course, back towards the B side. No AWPs as of yet for Cloud9, but I guess it's good to have the previous round of it. But here he goes with the AK-47. That's all he needs. And he takes some KNG. Great shot.
Scott Diddy.
Skadooey.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Stewart hasn't done much in this round. Lucas has, though. Again, Cloud9 just walk out, no flashes or anything to push Lucas off, and watch this. The counter push from Bolts, too easy. Oh, what's that? Is that a hot potato? Oh, you touched the hot potato. Don't touch my garden. Nothing's gonna get this bomb back, potentially, if he'd gone sooner. That smoke's got a timer. He's got it back at least now, but 2 versus 4.
Indeed. After losing that first pick, great job from Skadoodle. The reaction comes in, the flashbangs are good, and Immortal strike towards middle, finding 2 frags in Bolts, and looking to add to his total, gets the 3rd. Nothing though, very good in these situations throughout this tournament. 4-3. This would be amazing to pull this off. Very unlikely, but there it is. The final kill comes in, still finds it, and that should be another eco at this point for Cloud9. Actually a maximum loss bonus after winning the pistol, going 3-0 up. Immortals have looked very good on the CD side, I have to say. Been a few close rounds here, but here's the shot from Skadoodle. We didn't quite catch it in the POV at the start. Takes him down. Pretty simple procedure, but the awareness is there, and it's a good kill to have. Bolt's even better that round. Like he said, bomb down towards middle. You can hear the footsteps, spray Shroud down. No real reason to rush getting the bomb there, but still wanted to try and obtain it. Going to round number 9. Partial buy here, of course, for Cloud9, considering they get $3,400 into the next round. Tech 9s, PG50s, bit of body armor as well. Skadoodle, he'll be getting the next round, considering his current buy.
Wow.
And so many nades towards B. Look at all the damage being picked up.
Is the flashes too? I think Stewie was fully blind when he ran through the flames.
Pretty brutal stuff. 2 kills already. Nothing down to 17 HP. It's a guaranteed round now. But we do get a dink in. Lucas down to sub 20, so they'll just run in at this point. They know the round's pretty much over. If they can get a trade, that's great, but 3 players waiting for them on the other side. Have a good nade, and it's an absolute bloodbath. But 1 kill picked up by Skadoodle. That's good for him. He's the AWP, needs a bit of extra cash. Pays for the debt for his P250. And we're going to round number 10. And like I said, the AWP almost certain considering that last buy.
Cloud9 coming out flat after winning the pistol, to be fair.
Stewie given the AWP. We'll see whether he can... He's got the best spawn, right? So that's why he's got it. Maybe he goes picks towards bananas. Henny is there every single round at the top of the car position, and I'm pretty sure Stewie, that's exactly what he'll just go and try and challenge right now and try and get there before he can.
He's already there. He's got very good position for it. Molotov goes out. Just wait. Just watch. Shoulder. Did Henny see it? I'm not sure that... I guess he did because he's all over it, but couldn't find the angle. KNG, the other op, though, does find Shroud, so it's still not gone well. And Immortals with the double op continue to look formidable. It's Cloud9 that's got problems. They'll swap the AK back to Stewie, rightfully so.
It was a nice adjustment there from Cloud9. Good intentions, couldn't find the shot though, and nothing now out of quad. Bolts, great position to take him down. Easy kill, too simple, and it's going to be nothing there by himself. But teammates smoked out. I think that's the round over at this point. It's going to be Skadoodle though. Still with the AWP, he's going to have to go absolutely wild here. They position themselves towards Banana, but automatic gifting himself to KNG. He's loving this right now. It's interesting. This is their map pick. They look out of their depth right now. Immortals very good so far.
Should get a kill here. Pretty straightforward. Stewie pushes him. And Skadiri trying to do what he can. Ooh, okay. Timing. I like his intentions. He's in a very abstract angle that you wouldn't expect to fire into, but unfortunately the smokes are dissolving in KNG. Has elongated the angle to the point where the smokes no longer conceal.
So we've slowed things right down for Cloud9. They're trying to adjust to what Immortals are presenting each round, which is aggressive or play towards B, but it's quite a nice procedure from Immortals. They wait at the start, chuck the grenades down, try to stifle the terrorists that come towards Banana, then nade the logs, flash over, and he goes for a pick. You can see how difficult it was for Stewie to even try and get that pick in return. Misses the shot, takes a ton of damage for it, and at that point, pressure towards middle. Nothing, got out of the boiler position, but how easy is this for KNG?
Bang.
It's too easy, if anything. Like, Pika's advantage is one thing, but that's such an easy angle for AWPers. There's the final shot. KNG, a player that wasn't necessarily on my radar coming into this tournament. Like, I wasn't that excited at the prospect of another AWP coming to Immortals, but I think this tournament's been great for him. Should he's proficient with the AWP and indeed rifles as well. Oh, very aggressive player, especially on train. So cool to watch him have this sort of plays. He's running through smokes, getting connected, undetected. And so far, so good for Immortals here. As we go into round number 11, has to be another partial buy for Cloud9. Still rolling with the maximum loss bonus. Took a pause, just calm down potentially here. Like you said, gone pretty flat since the round subsided. Nice PG50s there, a couple of smokes, flashbangs, and see if they can get anything done. Henny, once again, aggressive, finds the first pick, takes on Stewie.
Take it. Henny is... Immortals are just going to walk away with this half at this rate.
Yeah. This is as I was saying, like, that playstyle we saw in the first one, right? If they're hitting all the shots and they're staying together, it looks amazing. But as soon as they get shut down, they don't really seem to have much to fall back onto. And I think that's why we think back to Pro League finals. Like, no one really challenged them in terms of aim duels, that particular event. Everyone's just on fire. And as the desk were pointing out, this playstyle doesn't have that much longevity to it. It might win you a few maps here or there, get you into a playoff, but as soon as teams start rising to the occasion and playing at your level, you can see how they can get shut down. And Cloud9 looking a little bit out of their depth at this point. But still early days, right? Still... A lot of rounds to go after this one. And they can even get the 8-7, so we'll see whether this pause. In the previous round, brings them out.
Back out. Talking about it, which seems to be a common trend. Good shot through the smoke. KNG takes Skadoodle. He had a shooting gallery to fire at. That's even better as Automatic comes through. He took a guess. He could hear them all herding through and jump to find the best pixel he could find. He certainly did. Shroud did bypass him, which takes down Henny. This, he with bomb as well, yeah, by the way. This could open up the B site.
Just needs one kill round over.
Yeah, but watch this. Do they check it?
Last five. Cloud9 can win this round. They're right back in this game. It's
goes down. It's Immortals going to pick up round number 9. Double ops, again the factor. 4 kills between the two of them. And Cloud9, Automatic, the only one without a kill.
it looks really messy for Cloud9 right now, doesn't it? It doesn't seem like quite beautiful CS when you consider this their map pick. I thought we'd see lots of great executions and coordination towards the bomb sites. It seems like Stewie's trying to do that pug playstyle right now, and it's just like last-minute calling and everyone trying to be the hero of the rounds, pushing the positions, and flashbangs aren't precise. The smokes aren't really there. Like normally if you're coming towards that arch side, you've got the smokes down so the CTs don't have any vision if they push through, but Henny had all the time in the world just to wait out. Skadoodle there, makes these guns in the open, shoots him down. Quite an easy clutch, and Cloud9 know they're so close to breaking the economy of the CTs here, so another force fight from them. Aggressive play, that UMP, it's going to be from Bolts. 3 players in total towards Banana, getting that first pick once again. It's Skadoodle that goes down, 9-4. This is such a key round. Cloud9 find anything in the tank to recover the situation. CTs know they can fall back at this point, got the man advantage, I think. There's someone sneaking in, but Shroud finds him.
Smoke down. KNG's just gonna sit. Hold the lane toward top middle from Pit. Henny again this time with a late aggression. Is going to hold off, but man, that doesn't hit the shot for once. He doesn't hit the shot for twice.
How have they got away with that?
And it might be thrice because he's pushed back. There's no rotation back in his direction from Bolt. And it is indeed the artist in the ambulance now because it's all panic as he takes down Henny. He's got the shot, rather, excuse me, takes down Shroud, and he's got nothing snapping as quick as possible. As Shroud had left a gun that nothing seemingly wanted, it left him a sitting duck. It's now just going to be Stewie and Automatic to hold off the bomb plant. Although he's got to be very careful out toward Banana. Smart play finds Henny, goes back in time. It's the duo we need, and they've got it working. Down to the 1v1, he doesn't need to peek it, but he tries to beat Bolts and manages to do it. Cloud9 pick up round 5.
Cloud9 did their best to throw that round, Matt. That's one of the most basic smokes in the game. Throwing it towards CT spawn, they weren't aware there's a huge gap there. Obviously they're trying to throw a freestyle from the corner itself. It's not 100%, but you should know how to throw at this point. You normally have to do it safe from the logs area or from the car. They didn't anticipate the gap. Henny gets 2 frags. Like he said, the duo finally stepping up there. That's what we wanted. AK-47 crossfire to get that final frag. And like we said, the money was so low for Immortals to need to win 1 round, and they're right back into this after going 3-0 up. This has been such an uphill struggle for the terrorist side. Now it's good to open things up. It's going to be a clean sweep of Cloud9 in the final round here. 9-6 will be the scoreline. Lucas, the last remaining player, he knows it's over. At this point, just padding the scoreboard if he can find anything. So, decent scoreline, all things considered, Matt, after losing what felt like almost 9 rounds in a row. 9-6, not too bad. That's okay. On their map pick, I assume they're going to be much better on the CT side. His T side didn't really inspire me. I don't see why they're picking this map from that performance alone. Nothing was great, but Shroud, you can see another quiet performance of him, 6-12. Same story for Automatic as well. The tactics weren't really there. They're just hoping they can continue that momentum they've got in the pistol round, get the 3-0, hope for the force bias to the CTs in the second round, and just run around, outgun everyone, break their money, keep doing it. But it didn't really happen. That double up setup was really troublesome for them, especially towards Banana as well. Henny locking them down, aggressive play, great adaptations from Immortals. But I think they'll be disappointed there. Immortals, like they could have had a much bigger scoreline, but didn't happen. 5 sets of armor for them though on the T side pistol. A couple of decoys to work with as well. Doesn't look like the Banana Rush. We have got a bit of presence there. Only 1 player for the CTs at B. That's Stewie. This is a classic strategy. Automatic trying to get the first pick. Very good at the USP. Let's see if we can get anything done.
Trying to get a shot down mid is Shroud. Automatic's advanced while he's suppressed. He's got a 5th player that's still over an alt mid is the problem, and they're gonna go back his direction. He could be primed. Let's just jump down to Ska. I know he's there now. Automatic takes over the player from alt mid, but he's gonna get taken down, overrun. And there's no repeat down from middle from Shroud, so Skadoodle lost. He's been solid in pistols as well, Skadoodle. Don't rule him out of these situations. It's now going to be back towards Stewie, 2 HP. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, not great. Just needs to try and get 1 kill here. That's going to be a decent flashbang. I like that a lot. Works, but 2 HP. Yeah, he's never really going to get much done there. This should be going in favor of Immortals now. Rotation's coming in. The pin set from Nothing and Shroud. They have got the kit. But so much ground to pick up.
Bomb planted. Shroud. 1 versus 4. He's no KNG.
Apparently not.
So Immortals are now in a very good position for this map.
I'm not sure Cloud9 forced by the second round.
I wouldn't. Okay.
I was going to say, like,
so
it's,
I wouldn't.
just the way they've been playing so far, I prefer it just to, let's just make sure we can recover this situation and have everything we need to get Skadoodle that orb. And maybe a double orb set up ourselves. Let's get all the nades. Let's just finish this off. We've already got the map advantage here. And this is how you start limiting your economy. Don't win this round, you're in a bit of trouble. But Stewie challenging towards T-steps. Fires off a shot. Doesn't get anything for it. Immortals. 2 AKs, 3 UMPs. Did let themselves down on Mirage, I have to say, with the rushes. Automatic, that's not bad at all. Finds KNG, the scout. Being a bit of a nuisance for a lot of teams at this event. Automatic looking towards the bridge now. Wants to get the next kill and spots another. Matt, this is sensational from Tim.
Sensational! I'm impressed. You didn't want the force buy, Henry.
I didn't want it.
Do you want it now?
I love it.
You want more of it?
Yeah, give me more.
Be a good boy.
God.
That's a bit much. Stewie! He's got your force buy.
Yeah.
Served on a platter, Henry. Apparently you were a good boy. AK picked up for bolts, but 3 kills unanswered for Cloud9.
Yeah, this is perfect. Still a chance for it to fall away, though. Just make sure you don't over-challenge now. Make them come to the bomb site. You've got the crossfires set up. Go one-on-one. Trade positions. That's all you need to do. No one has to even hunt for information. Make them come on the bomb site, and as soon as someone goes down, they team together. That's nice from Skadoodle. Gets it from a CD squad. Now they can challenge. Stewie gets the final frag. Who would have thought? The clean sweep there. Automatic finding 2 massive kills at the start of the round. 1 towards the underpass area, and then getting into the bedroom. I'm sure we'll see a replay of that, because it was very, very nice indeed. The scout. Here he comes. Here's the first shot. Hello. Takes him through the wall as well. That wasn't bad. Then, doesn't even fall back. Once the second. Spots the little booties.
Yep.
Takes his head off. Lucas gets taken down. Funnels him towards Banana. And that's great. I take back everything I said about the force buy. That's exactly what they should have done. That's amazing. That's perfect.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mom. The Mummy, featuring Tom Cruise and Henry's Sorry to Mommy.
In cinemas this summer.
Yeah, something like that. Well, this is all to play for now, because Cloud9 give themselves a chance. Top banana. No bomb. They've got that back toward T-spawn instead. T-stairs, I should say. It's not really near T-spawn. I lied. I'm sorry. But it's near T-stairs. Doodle on a scout. I would have left that with Timmy.
Yeah, I guess so after that performance.
Here you go, Timmy, little man.
Little man.
Use scout, little man. Ooh. Can't land it. No body shots. It's just pistols, but there's armor to go with it, so they gotta be careful not to drop guns, not to be isolated as Shroud currently is. Good tag in the second time around from Ska. He makes up for it, takes down KNG, but they have got the weapon from Shroud's position. They left him kind of hanging, to be honest, inside of the site. They'll get a plant for this as well. Oh! And they'll do better than that. They'll make Henry almost need new underwear as a good shot from Lucas comes in. And down goes Skadoodle. It's now 2 to take back 3, and the site in the hands of Immortals. Lucas is going to catch off automatic, and I'm afraid it's gone from bad to worse. Much, much worse. Stewie's a little bit further in the site than I think they anticipate, but look at the setup. Even if he finds Lucas, Henny just swings out. He's ready for it, so too does Pit. Nice double peek.
Yeah, Shroud, once again, he's the player letting them down in those situations where they're choosing to go to his position. It happened on Mirage as well. He can't get one frag and gets overwhelmed and finds them running over the A bomb side there. The retake looked reasonably successful, but then the AK came out and had that amazing shot. Skadoodle had the chance to get another scout kill, but couldn't quite land it. So let the games begin. The force buy games, as we call it. It's going to be the scouts once again, a couple of UMPs. CZs and Deagles need to be very careful when you play this game, though, on the CT side. Let's see whether it works out for them. Fast play towards middle, automatic, can't get anything done with the scout this time. Taken down, and at this point, Immortals, they were going to rush middle. Don't really have to anymore. Hold up, and okay, Skadoodle, that's aggressive. He gets 1 kill for it, but the reply comes in. It's a huge advantage now for Immortals. Make it more so as nothing. It gives his kill away for free. That's going to be round over. Stewie, unless he goes absolutely wild with the Deagle. Here's some footsteps. There's 1 kill.
That's pretty straightforward. Stewie tries, but it's pretty straightforward, and then he's locked out of the site. Steel couldn't get the bomb number to get the... Oh, doesn't actually. I was going to say he'll get the extra personal injection of money, but didn't get it down. The round ended.
Yeah, $300 supplying the bomb. But that's the force buy from Cloud9 shut down. Automatic tried to pick towards the middle of the scout. Didn't really work out for him. 5 players there. We used to call that the Fnatic 1.6 round Inferno. When you know you're up against a weak buy, just take 5 players walking up middle, contact play. As soon as the CT faces, get that 1 kill, then you're bursting up. They were famous for running that strat, and Immortals deployed it there. Works out quite nicely. And it's going to be round 20 here. Full eco for Cloud9. P250s, USPs, and an easy first kill. Henry takes down Shroud.
Wraps around to check out Boiler as well. This will put them on 13-7. Work to do for Cloud9. Nothing, tries to get down middle. And he's just stacking up that cash. Skidoo last alive, can sneak out behind him, tries to show some trigger discipline and let him go, see if he get close to anyone else, but saw him turn around at the last second and realized it was too late. Wow. So I think this could be the series we get 3 maps.
It feels like it, doesn't it? But we have had some crazy comebacks here, some reverse sweeps at the tournament. We'll see if it comes in again. This is last chance saloon now. This is the problem with those force buys you play on the CT side of the map, because when you finally do stabilize things, you still don't have enough of the AWP. You see no kits available. Nothing's down to the Famous. 3 players over head armor, and that's actually kind of a big deal considering Lucas has the M4, Henny on the UMP as well. You get the picture. It's not looking too good for the CT side here. They're going to have to push and try and get the first pick here. That's exactly what Stewie's doing behind the smoke right now at B. The player by the logs, you can hear him spraying bullets, but Bolt seems confident as well that Stewie might be close by.
Smoke out.
Boost this time? Oh,
I think the smoke bounced oddly, so Stewie said, I'm out. I wouldn't have minded to see the boost there that time, to be completely honest with you.
Considering the buy, I would stand the lack of nades, I think they might have had to, but didn't fancy it. Towards middle, you can see how defensive the cities are right now. You can't really challenge the AKs when you've got M4s, no nades whatsoever. You just hold those tight angles, you need to double dink them, they can just one-boil you with the AK, so this is looking very good for Immortals. A minute remaining, CTs have no info, can't afford to rotate a player off Banana. This could be a full execution. Yeah, 2 smokes deployed, probably 1 towards Arch. There we go, out of the apartment, and Shroud, that's where he's playing. He's been playing so poor this map. First play goes down, I don't think Shroud has to do much about this.
No, he's blinded. Now he's got a chance, though. He's got 2 already, knows the 3rd one's there. He's very good in pit typically, but Steel's going to overwhelm him with a Molotov. 20 HP left for Steel. They'll jump down, grab the bomb, and the rotation is slow from Stewie. He wants the apartment position so that he can try to capitalize on the post plant, but it's planted inside of the boxes as well, which makes it even more difficult because they're going to try and fight off toward library. Bolts gone into Arch is going to lock off automatic, and Steel stuck Moto. Smoke dissolving. I'd love to see where that smoke is now. Yeah, because it's gone. So Stewie should have been able to potentially to see Steel. He's going to clear out everywhere else and think, okay, this is either top mid or they're doubling up at Moto. Now he knows it, but Steel unfortunately wins the duel, which makes things very hard for Stewie, and Immortals find 14.
Money in the bin as well for Cloud9. Nice play by Immortals. Like we said, there's 2 defensive there. Cloud9, sure, they're trying to have the crossfires, but with that sort of play, you've got no nades to hold them off whatsoever. You're just standing in 1v1 duels, like you said. The M4s and Famous is always going to struggle without any sort of utility. And they're just walking in 1 by 1 Immortals, trade out the frags, and Shroud could only get to 2, but that wasn't quite enough, I'm afraid. As we head into round number 22, it has to be the force buy from Cloud9. UMPs, Famouses, bit of utility to work with here, but this is pretty much the last chance saloon. Don't win this round, game's over, I'm afraid. This is their map pick after looking so good at Mirage. They seem to have crumbled here. It begs the question as to why they felt so confident with Inferno coming into this series. They haven't really impressed me on it. T-side especially look pretty lackluster.
So it's nothing in Shroud. That'll cover off the cross top mid. Lucas flashes out. Fair enough. Try to see if anyone's boosted up. Sometimes they just do things because they're bored, I think, Henry.
Quite possible. So, Roads lead here for Inferno, Cloud9. just on the SMGs, no kits, 1 smoke remaining. Immortals did a great job of bleeding them out. You can see them just dumping everything, 7 minutes remaining as well. So back towards the apartments they go. Bomb's still down at the bottom of Banana though, and that's where Stewie is alone. Only with the SMG, no head armor. Not a huge deal against these AKs. Bomb will be recovered. We have obtained some apartments control from Steel and Lucas. They're not fully committed to either side of the map, but they will be soon. The 30-second mark comes in, flashbangs come out. KNG looking at this first pick in middle. Good flashbang. Easy kill. That's it.
That's going to be match point attained, I think. They won't be able to do anything. It's a good little sitting duck. So things don't go well for Cloud9 on this map, too.
No, it does not map. This is a completely different Cloud9, you have to say, right? Like, they look so confident and assertive, and this is exactly what I said going into this map. As soon as they hit a bumpy road, as soon as they have a few difficult rounds, they lose an eco, this is the Cloud9 I'm used to seeing the last few months. The Mirage, in day 2, and what we saw in that first Mirage map, that's what they want to be. They want to have a lack of respect, they want to be getting in people's faces, but that requires momentum and lots of success, and Clutch is going in their favor, get everyone riled up and looking ready, but as soon as they get like this and they're cagey, they don't have enough money to work with. This is the Cloud9 we've been seeing the last few events now. This is what we're saying, that this playstyle doesn't really have much consistency to it.
Shot from Henny takes down Stewie, but Lucas is going to respond finally. Some Cloud9 life. 2 quick kills. Steel goes back down alt middle and catches off nothing. That's kind of clever. No one ever used that door for anything relevant. He certainly did.
Well, he knows one player's in the bedroom now. Let's just get towards B, shall we, boys? He's locked in there. 1v. Okay, no, just kill him anyway. It's fine.
Yep. So Shroud gone. Skadoodle. 15-7. Match point for Immortals. Has to try and close it off. Bolts takes him down. 16-7 is where we end. Immortals force out map number 3. And it's our first series for the entire weekend that happens.
It's true. I know I've been a bit rough on them, but I'm still wondering why Cloud9 picked that map. They did not look good on the T side. CT side was poor as well.
Yeah, Shroud was off in the pit. Normally that's like his one thing, but they put a lot of utility onto him.
They looked much better on Mirage. I'm just wondering why that's a pick they're going for there. I don't think they've done enough work on that. I think they're just relying, winning the pistol, breaking the economy down, and then just running around having fun on the map. Didn't seem to happen. As soon as the double AWP setup came out, they didn't have the executions to actually isolate those AWPers or push them back. They're just getting completely ravished at the B side of the map. And yeah, didn't look great. That doesn't bode well for the third map, I don't think.
Well, there's only one thing cooler than a shirt that looks like a bunch of Doritos, and that is the frog. We're going to go to him now.
I'm glad I'm cooler than a shirt. That's a lifelong dream accomplished. A reinvigorated Immortals, guys. But
yes, indeed.
Cloud9 that was not as confident as the last
I'm worried that was your lifelong dream.
Yeah, well, why not? You know, who wants to be worse than a shirt?
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's not really a dream, but...
That's a good question. Did you know that that the closest living ancestor to a hippo is actually a whale?
We do know now.
What?
I know that now.
Yeah.
So imagine a game of Counter-Strike that looks like a pug, smells like a pug, but is actually
Plays
the
like a
grand
pug.
final of a minor.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to steal a line from Moses, because I think it summarized what was happening. He said, at some point, with, I think, despair and frustration in his voice, he said, it's like watching an AWP deathmatch.
He did say that, yeah. It was... So there was exciting plays, you know. There was a lot of stuff happening. The double AWPs by Immortals was relatively successful. They were able to penetrate Banana and KNG over towards A, playing the arc side was pretty nice to see. Cloud9, like Henry was mentioning just then, didn't really have a lot to push them back. And if you had structure and you had a strong default, you could actually push the AWPers back, because the default, you know, you take the first part, you take the second part, you take the third part, and everything has protocols, everything has a plan. There's contingencies, everyone is ready for those little things, and when you're going up against a team with 2 AWPs, it's always nice to have. Then when we switched over, Cloud9 just wanted to be aggressive the whole time. We saw in that last round, they just kept peeking from window. I think by that point they thought it was all over, but yeah, I don't know.
Is there an element here of
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it
It's actually like we're watching a deathmatch.
Is there an element here of sort of, look, not intentionally, but, you know, but in the back of your mind, you know, you sort of made it, you have made the qualifier, and now you're fighting for more prize pool, and as you were saying, you know, maybe some of the seeding for the first round of the Swiss system and all of that.
Yep.
So, you know, you've put in all the effort, but you've sort of made it, you've already had the release, and now it's just a matter of, like, you know, cuddling or getting back to work, and you just
I
You
wonder
just
where you're
can't.
going with that.
Yeah, you can't really put in the effort, can you? After that, like you've already made it there, so.
But isn't it that the pressure's off? We thought that in the last map, and we thought the pressure's off Cloud9, and we're just seeing them.
The pressure's off both teams, right?
That's
it
very
almost
true.
looks like an
Very true.
online game in
Yeah.
some regard, like the way that they're approaching a lot of situations. Definitely the foot's off the gas, and the level of seriousness seems to be at an all-time low, which is really unfortunate for a grand final. That might not be the case. We could just be completely wrong in this situation, and both teams just want to approach it with such vigor and aggression that this is the type of counter-strike that's being thrown our way.
Well, I don't think anyone would ever. I think because all of these people are like naturally competitive and all that. I don't think anyone would sort of willingly say, well, I'm not interested in playing. I'm just gonna fool around. But like I said in the back of your, it could be really hard to. That's what we're talking about, sort of mentality, right? It's really hard to change that. I think if it's there, because you will. I assume you will get that release of saying, oh, we made it to the qualifier. Whatever else happens. We've done that, right?
Yeah,
And
I've been there before.
Yeah. Then you need like someone to crack the whip and say, listen, I mean, there's more to fight for here. But do you think is anyone in Cloud9 who can do that? I doubt it.
Maybe nothing in like a funny way.
Yeah, that's
Not like your
that
dad
only
bringing
goes
out
so
the
far,
belt.
right?
Yeah, it's difficult to get that type of encouragement to work every time you almost
Yeah.
need an enforcer. I guess it worked the aggression on the first map for Cloud9, right?
Sure.
So why not try it again on the second? Is I guess the way they looked at it, and it didn't pan out. But coming into the third and final map, we need to do the mummy MVP, don't we? I can see you. I can see you.
You just see me go.
I can go. Give me the mummy.
Give me a bit of silence. All good. The mummy MVP is Henny.
almost 7.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, 6.53 again, beating Day 4's impact rating.
Yeah, he's got remarkable chimbos, doesn't he? I'm noticing.
Jawline, yeah.
Jawline, that's what I mean.
Fantastic. I don't think that's what we should be taking away from this slate, though. It's that he got 23 kills, 10 deaths.
Not surprising to see
8
that.
opening kills,
Yeah,
that's impressive.
That's not surprising considering he has the AWP, right? He's always able to take those jewels.
Yeah.
On this map, I think you can go for the pick on the CT side and get away quite safely, considering the choke points we have. And with the way the AWPers play, if they don't overextend and do the JW, pushing too far up holes or picking the window room, that's where it gets a bit dangerous for the AWPers. But if you're picking arch side, you're picking top banana, you're pretty likely to find an opening kill and survive with your life. So good for him to get the mummy MVP.
Yeah, mummy's little soldier. Let's move on then to Cash, as we were just about to start talking about. It is sort of the American beloved map. We've seen it many times over the last couple of days. How do we feel this is going to go down for these two teams now?
Aggressive.
Aggressive?
No, actually, let's
No?
change that. I think it's going to be super passive.
Okay. You
don't-
just didn't want to jinx it?
You
or-
don't really believe that, do you?
No, I don't. believe
No,
that at
no,
all.
it's
no.
not.
It's just going to be much of the same. I think we're going to see a lot of pushes from Cloud9 on the CT side. I think pace out of the Immortals guys, they look like they're on fire now off of that second map. So
It's the good old
it's just going to be a clash, not of clans, of teams.
It's the good old standby. If it isn't working, then don't fix it.
If it isn't working, don't
Yeah.
fix it.
I like that.
Is that close to if it is working, don't fix it?
You just said the same thing, right?
I thought you said if it isn't working.
Yeah.
Shall we answer some social media questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
How would you
please.
feel about
I
that?
need help.
Okay,
Yeah.
this weekend you guys on Reddit have been sending us your questions, and we have one right here. Thoughts on lesser-known Brazilian teams coming up into the scene? So, like Pain, for instance, and maybe some of the others from the South America qualifier. That's from You've Won.
Interesting
Thanks.
thing about Brazil is there's a lot of the old 1.6 talent that still plays within teams, like Bit1 and those kind of guys, Spacker. Kogu from time to time, he's made a few appearances here and everywhere. You have like a club of people you wish were good. And a club of people who he
getting
wishes were
excited.
good.
Yeah.
There's him, there's Markelov, there's some other people in there. We're talking about Brazil right now. And I think Pain Gaming, they impressed a lot of people at this event. Obviously, they went to the Mountain Dew, the finals there. They didn't really manage to get away with anything at that event. Some close games versus Splice, I believe. I know before that, they weren't really up to much other than in their scene. So for them to be at this event and show some good form and some good strategies, I think there's a lot of talent. And as Steele mentioned in his interview, they're very passionate about Counter-Strike. I think that was Stewie actually that mentioned that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent.
Didn't mention Kogo, unfortunately. But
No,
should
surprisingly.
have.
Still did mention, though, the sort of desire to have more and upcoming Brazilian talent. That's why he was so happy that Pain were able to show themselves.
I wonder what FNX will do now that he's back in Brazil.
Team up with Kogo?
Maybe. Probably not.
Oh.
I wonder what he'll actually do. Like because he could nurture a very young team that could become like a project for him to get a bunch of new talent around him and build up with them, and then
Sure. Yeah.
maybe attack it like that because I don't know what his plans are, but he could definitely help nurture the scene because most of the players, as we see, when they get to a certain level, they move away from South America. You know, they move up to the North American region.
That's a strange thing, isn't it?
Even we've seen teams go to Europe before. We saw that Red Reserve team, which is where KNG is from. So there's a lot of Brazilian talent out there.
Were they Orbit? Was that another Brazilian team?
Orbit? I think that they became Red Reserve.
Oh, right. That was them. Okay, cool. We'll talk about the team. Cool,
it's very early in the morning right now, so I may be wrong in that regard. But I believe that's the case there.
Yeah. It's super encouraging. I mean, I think it's really great, right? Our game is after all called Global Offensive, so you know why not get the South American scene in there? I know there's some pushes going on right now to get more Counter-Strike active in South Africa. So that's pretty interesting.
From whom?
Different organizations. I think some of it is ESL related, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But I think there's different stuff going on. I keep hearing about it anyway. And also, obviously, in China, we've been hearing about it. So, you know, it's slowly expanding, you know, across the globe, which is, I think, good news.
Indeed. Look how laid back Automatic looks right now.
So chill.
Bit of a smug look on his face there, too.
I want to know, where has Jordan
Smugly
gone?
leaning in his chair.
Shroud's down there
Do you
sleeping.
think Jordan's off, like, massaging people's wrists?
He might just go to the bathroom, maybe getting a banana.
More
doing the
likely that,
stretches.
probably, isn't it? More likely the bathroom.
Yeah, well, that's always a good place to go on a break.
I'm mesmerised by the keyboard in the background.
Yes, it does catch your attention.
Do we have any more social media questions?
I'm sure we do.
I really like
I could
How
find some
about we-
animal facts if you're interested.
I'll try and do some magic. You want animal facts first? Okay, give me some animal facts. and
about
then,
whales or hippos.
yeah, that.
No, they're
that
not
threw me
hippo.
off
They're
so
not-
much.
No, look.
So where's this come from? Why did you mention this?
Because it's an interesting fact. Listen, if you take a hippo and you go back in time and you find what is the sort of closest ancestor that it has, it's a whale.
Let me just get in my time machine, Anders.
And what it means, this is the good part. What it means is, at some point, whales came onto the land.
Yep.
And then some of them became hippos, and some of them went back into the water and became whales again.
Well, they didn't all leave the water.
No, obviously not. But a species of fish came onto the land,
That's
and
pretty
they
cool.
became hippos, and then they went back in the water and became whales. That's madness.
That is crazy. You know what else is crazy? We're seeing this map again. Are we talking about the teams more?
No,
Which
Okay.
team?
Would you like us to talk about the teams more?
You talk
no,
about.
we could do that.
Definitely, Leffy. Yeah, if you want to.
I'm just trying to help out.
No. quite clearly trying to help out. One of the interesting things, I think, is the way that the double AWP has played into this tournament, right? I'm not sure if it is the way that Immortals want to go forward, especially with a lot of events coming their way, but it seems to be effective in this minor, that's for sure. The KNG and the Henny factor. Now, something that I think is interesting is KNG to me seems like more of a hybrid player, and I think maybe some instances he can also be better with the AWP than Henny. Henny is like really sporadic. I think that he can be very aggressive and hit a lot of shots with it and almost be the initiator of the attacks. And I think we're going to see that a lot on Keishu, especially on this T side.
Do you notice some of the shots that Henny takes are some of the kinds where he jumps into a corner and just flicks with the AWP,
Yeah.
and that will, if you are having a really confident day and a really good day, you know that's almost impossible to beat. Like you're going to get shut down by someone like Henny, but if you're a bit off, then you're going to miss those shots, and then you get punished.
Yeah.
You know, there are smarter oppers out there who are better at sort of edging in kills, and they play a safer style and maybe a more intelligent style. I mean, another good example of that. You don't have to bring up the Danish people every once in a while. Cajun B is someone who's pretty good at playing intelligently with the AWP. You know,
I agree. I think he fits a role very well with that AWP, but it feels like with this Immortals roster, both of the players, I don't think that either of them fit a main consistent AWPer role for Immortals. That's a weird one for them going forward, I think. Like, Henny can just be the AWPer, but I don't think he's like consistent. I think he's sporadic in his performances.
so what would you do about that? I feel like between the two, they have enough AWP power.
Yes, I agree.
Okay,
Between the
so-
two of them, so you need to work out what you need for what situation. Train T-side, for
Right.
example, they were giving the AWP to KNG, first of all, when they went to go pick towards Vines. Sometimes it was when it was going for team mid picks, it was Henny, so it just changed. And I think on this map, we're going to see it change hands a lot too.
Yeah. I'm not sure how close we are to starting. We just saw Immortals there sitting down and getting ready.
Did their
but
huddle.
They did huddle. We saw them huddle. And I'm just being told that we're going to go to the casters. So
Perfect.
thank you so much
No more facts. All right.
for your but key some up for get some ready for when we
I've got
wrap up.
plenty. Yeah.
Cool.
A lot.
Nice one. Thank you. I'm going to hand back to Henry and Sadikis to go into this game number 3, map number 3.
There's a few things in life that make me happy, Henry.
What's that?
Race cars, my dog, Fernando Alonso winning races, which doesn't happen very much anymore.
Okay.
You sometimes when we cast together, and this is absolutely the greatest of them all. This
What
is
is
the
that?
best use of a bike bell I have ever seen.
Practical, sure. So you're walking down there, you got hot coffee, get out of the way.
Get out the way.
Yeah.
Move. No, but like seriously, how amusing is this? Coffee wakes you up in the morning, it puts you in a good mood, and then you go, ah, that's so cool.
That's pretty nice. Is that something
Better than a
you've made,
fidget
or-
spinner.
Yeah.
No, Mihai made it apparently.
Wow. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
That's brilliant.
Well,
Brilliant. I love it.
it's a rare appearance there from the bike bell, used on something else. So
Yeah. Yeah. You know what doesn't make me happy?
what's that?
Actually, I don't have time for that. Let's get into the game. Cloud9 Immortals, map 3. It's on Cache.
It is indeed, and Cloud9 significantly dropping off from their first map performance. Immortals stepping up, KNG especially, that CT South AWP looked amazing. Cache, always an interesting map. It's been played a lot this tournament, probably the most played map by far, and it's going to be CT side start for Cloud9 here. So we'll have a look at the buy for the T side, of course. That's Immortals. No Superman purchases here. Henny with 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. Most teams do favor towards the A-bomb site. 2 players heading that side of the map with the smoke as well. So Henny might be trying to bait out an A execution here. He might smoke towards highway. He's got a teammate ready in Squeaky Door as well. This is almost certainly an A fake. You can see the CTs pushing B storage, trying to get information, and they might get taken down. So this tactic might be actually working out very nicely in more ways than one for Immortals. Leaving Shroud in Sunroom.
This is the barred off corner.
It is.
We haven't seen it in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's only called the barred off corner when a CT player's here, by the way.
Barred off corner. When he got the 3-man epic spray down. So Henny's about to smoke highway from what I can see
Actually, I
right
think he whiffed when he was here. That was the play cool. The 3-man epic spray down was in Cologne when I was on his team.
now. Right.
I had to suffer through that.
Smoke deployed. The fake begins, and the bomb comes towards B. It's down to Shroud now, really. This is all for naught. It doesn't really matter that much. War past Shroud. Shroud should get 2 kills there, maybe 3.
Sees them.
he's
Oh,
doing a barred
God.
off.
It is the barred off corner. It really is. It's cursed. Never go there as a CT. Michael get to frag Shrewd. Steele goes back the other way as a result of this because he's open to pass back to A. It's falling apart. If they lose this round now, oh God. Shroud's
could've
got to be
joined the-
absolutely sitting there shaking.
He could have joined the pack and knifed them. But
That's unbelievable because they had the round done. Automatic killed everyone that was on the flank. Killed on the fake. Now they've split up. This is the kill that wins it because that's bomb. If nothing can get this kill with 17 seconds remaining, they're in a good position and they're fine. He's going to get rotated around from behind. Bolts has a very, very narrow window by which he has to get this kill, pick up the bomb, and get the plant, and nothing knows it. So Cloud9 will survive. But dear God, Shroud. Okay.
that won't come in, I don't think.
That's pretty good. I didn't think he was going to get that down.
I didn't think he would either, but that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. Shroud lives to see another day. Amazing positioning, completely shut it down. Very well read in terms of situation, but can't land with a single shot there. It can be a difficult weapon sometimes. You missed the first shot trying to readjust your aim, but that was not good enough, I'm afraid. He had so much time to work out what's going on. He could have just sat there and watched him for another 5 seconds. He seemed to get at least 1 kill there, and we don't see the replay of that. But Automatic gets the first 2 kills.
You know, to be fair, it's been a while since Shroud's been on the front page of Reddit, so he did need a clip.
We almost got to see it. Yeah, I guess that is it.
No, he got it.
Yeah, I hate to see that, but they do win the round. Unfortunately, now Immortals plant. They'll be getting AKs out in the 3rd, so I'm not a big fan of this buy. You know, when the AKs, you know they're coming out, getting MP9s and UMPs, like the UMPs I guess fine, but Stewie, if he manages to save this weapon, it's going to be a difficult round for them going forward. You can see Skadoodle just the USP. He wants to bring out the AWP in the first gun round, so he wants to survive this, maybe get a couple of frags, then get that AWP. So he's reading it quite nicely. He's got 2K in the bank, so he can almost certainly buy the AWP next round. He needs to survive this round, basically.
Good shot, Lucas.
How's that happen?
Because Cloud9 seem to let it happen every single time they're up against pistols on round 2.
Yeah.
Nice off PT Fitty. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And it might get a kill, Stewie. They've given up mid, and he doesn't even consider the possibility as he walks around the corner. Lack of foresight. As Henny, no jokes, takes down Shroud. Still an opportunity. Look at this. Would you just look at it? Bombs in B.
What is going
Steele's
on?
just killed Stewie. It's planted. Give up. You got to run away. And at least nothing is already on his way to B. Because the problem now is Skadoodle's locked in A. He's got the kill, but he's late. And they've got to find Henny immediately when they arrive.
This could be a bit dicey. If Henny gets 1 kill, brings it to 1v1, he's going to get a weapon there. He's in checkers right now. Time ticking away. Nothing. Might have to make some noise soon. They managed to get the frag, so it's okay, but still a lot closer than it had to be. And now we know there's going to be such a sick buy for Immortals next round. They already got the bomb down in the pistol. That's going to be 2 in a row. Finding 3 kills as well. Doesn't get much better than that. Cloud9 struggling in the second round there, but they do win it. All will come out for Skadoodle, I believe. He's got $6,300 now, so let's drop the UMP. Surely they bring an AWP out here. Yeah, just there it is. Nothing buys it. He'll drop it for Skadoodle here. So there's balancing the funds. Nothing's keeping the AWP.
I guess so.
What's going on?
Well, he's got the B spawn.
Yeah, but still.
Drops down. Smoke in front of him. It's not just beside, so it didn't quite catch him off. He's going to get away. No, he's not. Bolts is going to take him down. And Shroud has to be careful not to go in and make the same mistake.
Wow. Nothing, like he said, with the spawn. Not known to be an AWP whatsoever. Goes to the pick, gets flashed, has to run back through the smoke. Bolt finds him. Now they can slow things right down. The AWP has not been recovered, and another shot through the smoke. That's Lucas to find Automatic. Looking very promising now for Immortals. As Automatic gets dropped.
You'd only expect Immortals to win this round, right? They made them last 2 extremely close in bad situations with pistols, and now they've got a 2, make it 3. Excuse me, man. Advantage is Skadoodle has a position that could catch off 1 on KNG, but he's backing off in the long game angle with an SMG, so that's not going to work. AK-47 comes out with the kill, 24 HP. If he was closer, it would have been a kill for Skadoodle instead. He didn't know he was there. And Stewie, if there's anything in it, they go B, plant, and leave him alone, but I doubt they will.
5-on-1. Just want to make sure they keep all 5 players alive here. I don't mind this slow pace from Immortals. Eradicate all risks. They will go towards highway. So we could actually get a couple of frags here. That's the bomb by itself. Now, Immortals starting to make mistakes. They should still win the round here, but definitely get a bit problematic. KNG well recovered there. Low HP could have dropped, but only 1 kill given away. That's absolutely fine. Almost certainly an eco here for Cloud9. Stewie's just straight in there with the UMP purchase. Okay. I think he did at least. Yeah, UMP on the floor. So is this a force buy? Did he accidentally do that? No one else seems to be buying. Okay, so Automatic gets body armor. So he takes him down to 1700. It's a partial buy by the looks of things. UMP for Shroud. Currently, he had to frag. And towards check as he goes. Fast mid play though, pretty standard stuff. Henny watching towards B storage. With that AWP, mid control obtained. Should be quite a clean round here for the Immortals as KNG looks towards A.
Nade goes inside of the site and does damage to Automatic. KNG's guard off middle. They got through the vent. Shroud manages 1 this time, and then Skadoodle's close enough he can turn around, get the kill in return. There's 2 guns there. They're going to boost vents. And thankfully, they get the job done before Henny gets in position, but Cloud9's actually got something to work with now. Certainly do, as Automatic takes down KNG. That's 3 guns grabbed, all of which are in the hands of players with armor. Well, I shouldn't say all. Skadoodle doesn't, but the guns don't go to anyone that's armorless rather than a player with armor.
Looking very promising now for Cloud9. Managed to upgrade to AK-47s there. Shroud gets that kill with the UMP. Just up to steal now. He's in the 4 versus 1. Low HP for him. And we currently positioned towards B storage. On his back, but Skadoodle finds the final shot. KNG helping him out a little bit there as well, apparently. So, Cloud9 a much needed round. Helped stabilize things. They managed to take 3 AKs and a deagle into the next round. So, still a full buy for Immortals. I think some players on pistols, actually 3 Tech 9s. Not as good as I thought it would be. 3-1, Cloud9 after a few blunders in the first few rounds. Managed to balance things out with a partial buy victory there. So, that's not too bad. Skadoodle back on the AWP this time. As we get into round number 5. Steel and KNG, the only players with rifles here. Good spawn towards middle. That's for Bolts. Only got the Tech 9s. Can't really do that much with it. Flash through. Going to be seeing if he can get some control here. Smoke deployed towards connector and the highway box. Might find 2 players here at the sandbag. Why are they by themselves? It's really strange to see that kind of setup. Bolts finds both.
Oh, Bolts just shoots his teammate in the head as they run by. And Shroud's going to make up for it. Good shot on the second one. Better on the M4 than the USP, apparently, but he's smoked off now. Mid's going to back off As they know that they've lost the element of highway toward A, even though A is wide open. So I take it back. They're going to go back down that direction, grab the gun at the very least. What's the call really in this? I think vents. A lot of noise to make through vents, considering I said A was open, as I mentioned. Truck was the only spot they had to worry about, but Skadoodle, they would have known that. Skadoodle is going to watch out to B. Second shot success. He's on a roll now. He's, I'm going to say on fire, but he literally is. As there's a Molotov down in front of him, he still finds the kill through the flames.
Nice work by Skadoodle there. That round could have been disastrous. Bolts rushing middle of the flashbang. I'm not sure why both Cloud9 players get towards that sandbag position. Sure, you have the old bait and switch mentality, but with one Molotov gets deployed there, you're absolutely done for. Shroud recovers the round with 2 M4 kills, funnels them back towards B, and Skadoodle mows them down. Automatics purchase an M249. Gonna have to drop that.
Does he have to drop it?
Well, it's not a weapon you want to use.
Valve rules.
No, I think the Negev's probably...
Oh, right, Negev. Sorry,
Yeah, the
M249.
M249 's
I just
fine.
consider those the same weapon in my head, because no one uses either. But you're right, I'm sorry. You're right, he has to drop that. That's going to hurt the money-wise down the road.
It might have been the Negev. I'm not 100% sure what they actually look like. It looks like the M249 to me. I'm sure I'll be corrected.
If you can look at the amount of money he spent, you would know. So Shroud purchased it.
No, or Automatic did. Let's have a look.
Good shot. Skadoodle takes down Lucas. Stewie, though, takes out KNG. On to Steel to try and walk back in the site. Quick shots, but Henny, Bolts, and Steel are all not doing well. Not doing well at all. So this round goes to Cloud9. Skadoodle just needs to stay out of the wars and he'll be fine.
Pretty solid round of Cloud9 here, all things considered.
I don't know the gun code. What is 249 and it's
I
B2
didn't buy
something?
like that in CSGO.
Oh, yeah, you binds and everything.
Yeah, like in Source 1.6, I memorized everything, but it's not. I don't know why they didn't carry over the same system. Obviously, they have different weapons and stuff, but it's not as fluid to buy like that in CSGO. No one really does, I don't think.
I do it just because I'm too lazy to make a config. That means I would do less work in the end. Logic? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Point is he bought it and dropped it.
Yeah, it might have been a Negev, which would have been $2,000 these days. So it's not a big deal. I looked at the M249 to me, but I think I'm wrong. But round number 7, 4 AKs, Galil. And we go to round number 7 here. Clean sweep there for Cloud9, looking very good as they start to stabilize now. The all-powerful Skadoodle once again, of course. No orb for Immortals. And we've seen how good KNG and Henny have been with that weapon, especially on this map in the past as well. Henny can be an absolute monster on cash, especially on the T side. Won't have the chance this round at least. Automatic still on the UMP. And round number 7, another boost up towards middle. Fast through, very quick indeed. And that's a simple frag for Skadoodle. Might want to fall back here, but wants a bit more action, it seems. He definitely falls back here.
Yeah, he's going to get around that corner. Hop up that close, won't do much. In fact, ooh, he's going to rotate Apex-esque. Question is, does he retake Z? Does he try and retake Z connector?
He's got a gap in the smoke right now, so he can see through that smoke. So if anyone tries to walk in, he's happy to hold that angle. Yeah, he just missed it, but he did have a gap. But
I believe you. Point is, like, Apex would push back through with the rifle, where Skadoodle's on an op. He has to be more complacent to sit back.
Towards B we go. B split will be coming in. Skadoodle knows it. He's going to the upper ramp. And 2 players there as well. So this is looking very good for Cloud9. The setup's nice. Nothing in Shroud to receive. Automatic pushing the backtracks as well, so they've locked them in.
Nothing. Waiting. Across. The F4 can't hit the headshots. Goes back for more. Will finds 2 before KNG responds, but that just breaks Shroud out of his corner. And he's got the fight. Automatic has the final kill. 6-1 for Cloud9. Looking very good on their CT side thus far. Aside from the pistol round and the ensuing.
Yeah, they're looking great. It was a shaky start. Rounds that were just about recovered, but looking phenomenal at the moment in terms of the money situation. Broken down Immortals financially. This could be on Deagles here, not even a partial buy available. 4th save loss bonus, no armor purchase, 1 flashbang. He's just going to stick together, choose a position, maybe towards A main, flash through, hope for the best. See if you can get a trade going on, so they're going towards Squeaky Door this time. 4 players in that direction. Bolts towards middle, suggesting, oh, he might be coming towards mid again. Automatic. Getting information now. He gets in towards A main. Doesn't find anyone. This could fall apart with Skadoodle watching him. This is that first shot, but P50 comes out, gets 2. That's all we get now. Now this gets interesting. 3 on 3, and they've got the AWP to work with. The plant will be coming in imminently.
Good shot. Stewie! Caught in the open, though, afterward. Bit of a rat in a cage, Henry.
Absolutely.
Just like you, full of rage.
Can't deny that.
That's a shoulder. That is far too obvious. Nothing wrong except Bolt's able to find the kill. Good shot, Shroud. He's going to try and make up for things. Molotov put him in the corner, try and force him around the back of it. Notice he can't go that way now that it's deployed. And a smart tactical execution from Shroud, who shoots beside his dead body.
That was actually very well played by Shroud there. Gets a nice first shot in the 2v1 situation. Could have got really scary for him. Another round recovered. Perfect incendiary means that Terrace has to face and sit in the flames and hope for the best. He's just going to be going down with the ship at that point. If he hits that shot on Shroud, he wins the round, but he'll probably die either way. Can't do it. Shroud takes the kill and the round indeed. That was an ecos for Immortals, getting the plant down there. And 4 kills is not too bad at all. Double AWP set up on the T side. This is something I've criticized them for. It seems like they're trying to force this almost every single map, every situation, get the double AWPs out. You can't really argue with sometimes KNG and Henny are very good AWPers. KNG obviously the latest addition to the squad. Double AWP for Stewie and Skidoodle as well. So the first real gun round of the game. Lots of wallbangs coming in. Nothing connecting just yet. Need to be careful. Almost found Lucas's head there. And needs to be jumping up, taking shots in the middle as well. And this could be another ace out of attack too in the squeaky door. Opens it up for one of the AWPers, I believe. Indeed, that's KNG looking towards Highway.
Stewie's trying to watch into A main. If he shoots too carelessly, he'll wall his teammate. Put a needle right into his buttocks. Butt needles suck. Good shot, automatic downed by Lucas though immediately after. Stewie's still in a good position. Ooh. Reads it like a book. And he's got more to play for inside of A main as Lucas is gonna get in position. Quick flash in, makes him think he's gonna try and push through, but he's not. He's backing the quad, shutting the door. And holding patiently inside of the site with Shroud on Highway.
Another round potentially recovered here by Cloud9 after losing the first few picks. It seemed like it was done for. Stewie steps up though with the AWP. 2 kills. Survives as well. Shuts the door. And now has a chance for a couple more. We'll see what he can do here. Molotov towards forklift position. Low HP on Bolt. Just 7 to work with here. And Stewie at this point is trying to deny the plant. That's all his objective is. 13 seconds. Might get the collateral. Gets one. Now it's Bolt and low HP in a 2 versus 1 situation. Can't find that frag. Does significant damage. Skidoodle to finish things off. Cloud9 really coming to life here now on Cash. Inferno, their map pick was disappointing, but it's looking much better. We might have a pause from Immortals. No plant. The maximum loss bonus means they can buy once again. 3 players on just about 5k. No pause coming in. This is the grand final 3rd map is just joining us. Both teams are going to the major qualifier, but this is for the lion's share of the prize pot, which is $50,000 here at the Americas Minor.
Yeah, I mean, and finally a chance to beat Immortals in a best of 3 on land, which is I mean, if Stewie's comments in the video were anything to go by, is a step in the right direction. Just a bit of a miss Molotov thrown out. Won't cover the backside of the boost, so therefore they could just be sitting there waiting behind the canopy. Nade just drills nothing. Down to 55 HP. Henny waits for someone to push through from useless.
Good damage done so far, you're absolutely right, but no frags obtained. Skidoodle still holding towards middle. It seems like his main stomping ground right now, and Stewie going down first at the A-bombs after recovering the situation in the previous. He's the first player to drop here. KNG, we said he's good with the rifles, might just commit to the A side. Skidoodle, the only player there, trying to stop anyone crossing over, and Henny, he chimes in as well. 5 on 3, surely a round now for Immortals.
Bolts with nothing down certainly confirms it. Shroud, the last alive. Our pulsating ticker will bleed itself out.
Looks that way, doesn't it? Shroud. Money's not great, you know, for Cloud9. They've won 6 rounds in a row, but every single round, 2 players surviving, 1 player surviving, 4, 3. So they've been kept relatively modest. Shroud needs to save his AK for a chance of firing. Doesn't happen. So they've got 12k on Skidoodle, so he can drop maybe an M4 and a UMP and still buy the AWP. Shroud can buy, so they certainly will get into this one. It's just be balancing the books. Let's see whether Skidoodle buys the AWP. So yeah, there's the UMP, and then Skadoodle will just be on the AWP himself. So he dropped an M4. Stewie purchased the UMP, so it's pretty decent. No kits purchased. That's a bit of a problem. Nothing has exactly $400, so surely he picks one up. They lose it to a defuse now. They could have bought a defuse kit. He had exactly enough on Nothing's remaining balance to get it. Interesting that he didn't, but let's see how this works out for him. First kill goes in favor of Bolts. Very fast towards middle.
Good shot, Skadoodle, just waiting it out. KNG was a little bit desperate, I think, to try and find an opening. Bolts as well. Up from mid, but sprayed at by Nothing, and now he'll throw a nade back and say, don't do that again. You gotta hate timing sometime, don't you? Sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. 8-2. This would be a devastating round for Immortals to lose, right? They won the previous because it's a reset. That lost bonus they built up of 6 rounds is now been diminished. After getting the first pick, Skadoodle finds one in the form of KNG towards B storage, and now time stands still as we hold in the default. Looks like a final A commitment coming in from Immortals. 55 seconds remaining. Have one smoke. That'll probably be used towards Highway, the most common smoke on the map. Big pickup by Bolt. Stewie finding the aim there to guarantee the frag.
Here they go. Missed shot. Skadoodle leaves him hugging the wall. He can hide himself there, meaning they've got to bypass the forklift, which they did do, but unfortunately missed the shot on Steel, which put him down, so it's nothing to rotate back up Highway. And 2 players at Truck is inside of the A site. The bomb is just getting toward the default now for Steel. No Molotov thrown from the CT side. And a 2-2 on retake. Shots through. Nothing's found the first kill. It's Steel that desperately needs to hold this off, given the situation with money, given everything Cloud9's already accomplished in this half. They'll tap the bomb. Steel knows they're both inside the site now. They've lost track of he's not behind them, but Nothing's looking the right way.
He is indeed. Great work by Nothing there. He had to delay the plant considerably. We're dropping the incendiary right on the site. He gets his teammate some time to back him up. Shroud with the AWP. Didn't actually have to do much there at all. Nothing with a spray through the smoke to find the AWPer toward the forklift. Still there, didn't really have much to work with. The plant comes in, he has to push around the bomb site. They buy enough time, touch the bomb. He has to go with the base, taken down together. Very good stuff. And it's another round for Cloud9. Still a buy available for Immortals with the bomb plant coming in. It is a reset, but they squeeze out by just about 4 AKs in AWP. Decent utility as well. This is a very big round for them. Win this, probably means a double eco for Cloud9. And they get right back in this game, lose it. And look at the eco themselves. 9-2, Cloud9 looking very good here on Cash so far. Another 12 double orb set up for the CTs. Pushing the storage as well. Stewie misses the shot. Looking to get the refrag here, but it's going to Skadoodle strikes first. Takes down KNG, and that's the AWP as well. So, Bolts finds another frag, but he seems to know Stewie's there.
Good play. Bolts certainly knew Stewie was there. This time they should be able to convert the round if he's that deep inside of the B site. But the bomb, it's over 4-day main. Oh, automatic. If he'd won that kill, could have actually been in the right position at the right time.
Yeah, could have led to something brilliant. But Cloud9, like we said, going to be after this one, after the previous round coming down to the 2 versus 1. Very nice stuff from Immortals there. Fast and concise round. Pushing it towards middle once again. Finding those picks in the B storage. It was Stewie. If he lands that first orb, sure they can fall back, but he didn't. Locked themselves into that first box. And now, like we said, probably eco, even for the last round. They might have just forced this one. I think they are, yeah. It would have been double eco regardless. You might as well go for it. CZs, UMP, can be very problematic to hold these off. What's the play, though? Do they go aggressive, move towards Squeaky Door, get that first pick? Stewie loves doing that. Skadoodle saving his money. He's got 2K. Trying to get the AWP up for the last round, potentially.
Hobbs behind sandbags, but also at the bottom of Highway, which means Stewie can't peek aggressively. The shadow in that position, I think that one's actually just as bad as the Dust 2 entry point at long.
Sure.
Because all they do is pre-fire in and they get the kill if you're in a wide enough spot. Lucas is going to get Stewie back, though, so we sit to 3 versus 3. 9 rounds already for Cloud9. Don't rest on your laurels. Go for everything. And he's going to pull back a shot on nothing. And the AK at A will take down 2.
Yeah, well recovered there by Immortals after losing the first 2 frags. That was a bit scary, but Bolts boosts it up, gets those 2 frags, and then at that point, maybe the reaction pushes to come in from the CT side. Henny with 2 kills towards A, and the AWP shot in B storage as well takes down nothing. As we said, this would have been a double eco situation. They forced one in the previous round, so now they are full eco for the last round. It's going to be almost guaranteed 5 rounds in total for Immortals. Comes down to number 15 as to whether Cloud9 can find double digits here on cash. It's P2000s, P250s, a couple of flashbangs, very unlikely to do much more than this round in 1, maybe 2 kills. And an easy, oh, okay, X-ray a bit misleading there. I thought they were coming around the connector. Actually heading towards B. 3-man stack towards the B side for Cloud9.
Steal. Smokes off towards the connector. It's he that Molotov's in the vent as well from inside of it, so not the one lobbed over top of drop. Some money gone. Immortals have a chance to bring this back 9-5, potentially 6. With the slow mid-control play yet again. Nothing is waiting to time this to pop out. Bolts won't allow it to be easily done. 3 players though, surely one's got to get him, or does he spray them all down? It seems it's the latter as Immortals pick up 5.
Quite a simple round there. As illustrated those final few kills towards middle. Bolts, great tournament so far. He's got 17 kills, 10 deaths. The closest to him on his team is going to be Steel with 8. Same story for KNG as well. Bolts done a great job of finding key frags. And that's now 3 rounds in a row for Immortals. You go into the final round. I think Skidoodle can get an AWP just about. Don't think it's glass cannon. Get some body armor. There it is, yeah. So difficult in terms of the final buy. No kits once again. No head armor. That's not a big deal against the AWPs and the AKs. The Shroud down to the FAMAS. Looking for double digits here once again, fast towards mid. They know the utilities will be very low for the CTs. Not even have an AWP, so just run out once again. Mid control obtained nice and early. It's a boost towards A. It is indeed. Stewie up in the Shroud spot. Funny enough.
Why is that funny?
Because we call it Shroud and Shroud's on this team.
I know, I was just trying to... Sorry, I'll leave you alone. I like Freakazoid, but I don't want to sit beside him in AA or whatever he's in.
Oh,
yeah, you got it.
I got it.
So an op to open B. AK gonna swing in as soon as the op finds an angle that's favorable. The nade does reasonable damage. And he's got to be very careful. He's coming around with 12. KNG does make it to checker though. Spots. Oh, watch the up close push. Automatic's gonna rotate back around, but it's the push wide. Nothing actually gets KNG, and nothing tries to go further, but he was already lowered from that first fight, so it's quite a difficult task for him to try and hold off as Bolts goes to 11. And Automatic walks back into sight, timing everything. 2 quick kills for him, bomb down to the deck. And Steel manages to slide underneath of Heaven. He could catch them off. Steel knows that Automatic looks for him. And that calls Shroud to the aid.
Double digits obtained there for Cloud9. Difficult final buy for them with just the M4s, no kits, and a FAMAS, but they make it work. Good name to the start towards an ensuing Immortals at the B storage area, and it's going to be Automatic, like you said, stepping up. He's had quite the quiet game here on Cash. He's been up and down this tournament, I have to say, generally. 8 kills, 12 deaths. Skidoodle, once again, posting great numbers, 16 for 8. Same story for Bolts as well. What a monster performance he's had here in the grand final. 18 kills, 11 deaths. We go into the pistol. Very, very important one. If Cloud9 can pick this up, potentially mean 3 rounds in a row, it's going to be 13-5, and it might just find them their first tournament victory since Pro League finals last year in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this one a premiere. Obviously, it's minor. That one was a little bit more significant, but yeah, they all count. And this is going to be a big thing for them to have under their belt heading into the qualifier in 2 weeks, I think, from this point. I think we fly back, what, the 27th?
Yeah, something like that.
It's right before Cologne. I think it's the 27th that we fly out back. Bolt 17 HP already pushed back behind the car. Bomb is planted already for Cloud9.
Got a couple of decoys there for the old Heaton tricks as well. See if they can pull those ones out. Might as well. Bounce around the corner, then face. Try and get the city to turn around.
Henny trying to get the shot down inside of the site, but Automatic swings out. After Henny gets one, Automatic answers with more than that. He may get a third as well, and certainly manages to do so toward the truck, and it's chaos ensue. And Henny downed. It's 11 rounds Cloud9, so I'm impressed. They're in a good position now to take some charge in this. They've got to avoid the anti-eco situation. They haven't been the best at that all weekend, to
They
be
have
fair.
not. They've been pretty shocking at it, to be honest. But Automatic, as I call him out, for having a quiet first half, he steps up tremendously there. With the Glock, a very simple round there from Cloud9. Not a single bit of utility purchase apart from those decoys I've referenced earlier. 5 sets of armor, nothing watching middle, fast attack on A. A lot of teams play the retake on the A side of the map. They get the bomb down, and it's a real difficult situation for the CTs. They will be forced back into this round. Scout, the Eagles, and CZ. But like you said, this team, Cloud9, do struggle to win these rounds. Stu with a good start, though. Might find 2 frags here. There's significant damage to the Scout player. Henny, as the bell rings, that's the frag bell.
Sorry about that. I told you it was very addicting. Not just the coffee. The frag bell, I like it.
We used to have one of those at Face It.
We did. We had a little
What do
grenade.
we call it? We actually used to bring it. We went so insane, we used to ring it every time something happened.
Eco bell? Save bomb bell?
remember
I think
what I
it was the
mean?
bomb bell, wasn't it?
No, it was something funny that happened. We had bing, there it is.
Yeah.
With a knife.
Let's go back and watch all of season 1 until we can figure out what it was.
So important.
I'll do it if you're not going to invest the time. Well.
Ooh.
Well.
Well.
Henry. It's over toward B. Stewie's going to lead the way. Smoke down toward Tree, and an AK with missed shot and indecision as an off angle from Steel.
There it is. A sigh of relief, I think, would be coming in from Cloud9. As we pointed out throughout this tournament, they really have struggled these second round anti-ecos. A lot. It's the same sort of a lot of these American teams at this event. NRG comes to mind as well. And yeah, it's been a bit of a rough ride for them in that sense. But here we go. This is looking much better. Henny, last player remaining, 32 HP, Scout in hand. Even if he saves it, it's not really a big deal. He'll be detected at this point. MP7, nothing really ticked away. It's going to be automatic at the final kill there. 4 players surviving, has to be an eco now. 13-5 comes in. So much pressure now for the Immortals side. They've lost that round, meaning they'll be limited on the first gun round as well. So, Cloud9 could win this convincingly after looking quite shoddy on Inferno. This is a much better performance from them.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves yet. They're not tested with guns as of yet. We've seen stranger things
But I mean,
this weekend.
that bonus round, right? And the lack of head armor potentially, that could just do it in. That's right, the pressure's towards Immortals right now.
Oh, absolutely. No question. I'm just saying we've seen some strange comebacks this weekend. I think game 1 today. CLG versus Lumi.
5 players here, boys. Be careful. The bomb's on the other side of the map, which is good news.
Well, they've spotted 1. They'll spot 2 and 3. They didn't actually spot 2.
So it's getting
I
big.
don't think Automatic saw the guy above red crate.
No need to challenge. Just go plant the bomb. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, Tim's going to try and hold him in position. That's the guy I'm talking about. Same spot. KNG manages to hit it, so Automatic just didn't see it. Bombs planted, though. As you say, they'll boost up to make sure no one's going to come through vents with the MAC-10, which is, I think, a good position to put this gun in, because it can afford to be aggressive right now. I'm going to rotate through CT, though. And they're going to try and save the gun that Henny's picked up as well. Watch where that is. It's that truck. And nothing's slipping up highway, but Henny knows that very likely that's the only way they can get to him, so I don't think they're going to get that AK back. They will get that shot through the smoke from nothing.
They need to save that AK. Like you said,
I don't know that they will, actually. I lied. I didn't think they'd get that far. I thought they had Stewie covered off.
Ooh, we might recover the AK
No.
potentially. No, not going to happen.
Bomb's going to kill him.
You're right. 13-5 comes in. Money's not as bad as I thought it would be. They can get the M4s out. Probably have to go with some body armor here. All for KNG as well. So 2 players with body armor. AWP's out. No incendiaries though. These are rounds you're going super fast. And what I'm calling right now, you're licking your lips. You're thinking, right, we've got the 13-5 lead. We know the money's going to be low after the force buy in the second. I've got an MP7 with the team as well. Let's just choose one area. Try and trade frags. They won't have incendiaries to slow us down. I'm going to be boosting our middle, going as fast as I possibly can. Rush B. This is good, Matt. I like this as well. It's fast. It's audacious. Does it work out? Is this the point where Cloud9 win the tournament?
Well, they've got the first kill. Stewie starts at MP7. We haven't seen that gun in ages, it seems.
This is what we wanted from Cloud9. Perfect call from Stewie here. And he's trying to do what he can, but he's been detected. He's low HP. Should be round over. 4 on 2. But there it is. Okay, good work. Perfect call. I love it. Textbook.
Henry's happy.
We like to see that.
You love to see it.
That's sometimes in-game leaders struggle with this kind of that situation. They feel like
Think about Astralis against VP in the major
and
final.
Have you slowed things down and allowed them to get the picks and work that aim? You want to be overwhelming them. The fact they haven't got utility or an AWP. You just want to get in their faces and shut them down. Perfect. Bolt still has a chance this one, but no kit. Position given away. That should be it now. But Cloud9, 14 rounds, Immortals 5. I might have been getting ahead of myself saying this wins the tournament, but The money's now completely ruined for Immortals. Traditionally, you have to eco after this round, but if Bolt saves the M4, they might be able to force around it. We know how good Immortals are with the pistols. Good on the Shroud now. I don't think they'll find him. 4th stage loss bonus, 3K per player. 14-5 as we're homing in on tournament point. What's the play map? Do you buy around this? What do you think? Oh, they're doing it.
They're doing it. Well, they don't want to play for overtime. I mean, again, it's not like it is a loss in a way. It is a loss, but they're already in the major qualifier.
Yeah.
So you might as well play for everything, I guess. Go all out.
The fact they said the M4 makes it viable at least. They can get one over M4 and UMPs. That's the gun that's really breaking the economy in this game. The fact you even have this option to still have a viable round after that, you shouldn't. Like, that should just be costing you completely because you forced one in the second round, but CSGO for you in general. Happy Henry goes back to jaded all of a sudden.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're going to be okay. We'll all get through this. We'll reset our sleep clocks. Start the the EU minor next week. Same location, 12 hours of difference. Automatic takes down Bolts. 10 hours difference, truthfully. That's the pick to start it off. The Cloud9 really would have wanted. As Flash goes into the site, it partially catches off KNG, but they backed off of A. Mid-control becoming a factor, though. 3 over the drop. Lucas peeking toward main garage, but not any closer. We'll see. Nothing. Trying to check to see if anyone's gotten clever and gotten close. He's going to go back for more. Gotta be careful, Cloud9. They've already given away their lead. Can't afford to give up more. And Skadoodle wants to chase them down. Good flash in. Spots the second top highway as well, but an opening kill that will thin the defense even further. Now, the player at Squeaky might be misleading because there's a push toward A main. If they can win back highway, they definitely win back the ace site. Now, it's a matter of patience for KNG if they walk up highway and don't consider the fact that he's there.
30 seconds remaining. Shroud by himself at the ace site. Does he just walk in and try to give his kill away? I think he dies. If he does, KNG in A storage pretty much counters him fully. They're waiting for Shroud to maybe cause a distraction here, then they go into the B site, or they might decide to pinch at A as well. That would be the correct play. KNG becomes almost useless at this point, or does he? Spots one.
Yeah, this is what I think he's going to do. He's just going to sit. They're going to... Oh, he's going to go more aggressive. Shroud, very good heads-up play, because I thought with killing 2 in A early, they wouldn't expect him to be there, and he pushed through to A main. Saw 2, and obviously he was expecting perhaps the same thing, but now it is going to be map. Tournament points for Cloud9, 15-5 over Immortals on cash. 1 to go, and not a lot of money for the CTs, to be fair.
10 rounds. Cloud9 have got to guarantee themselves first place. Just to reiterate, this is the major, well, the minor, America's minor. It's fighting for a spot at the major qualifier. Both teams have already got that. This is just for prize money at this point. Still, it's a large chunk of change, 50K on the line, so both teams definitely gunning for this, and Cloud9, it'd be nice for them to pick up a tournament victory. It's been so long for them since November that they've really made a significant dent in the tournament. Taking down Immortals, who they got 2-0'd by earlier in the group stage in the playoffs. So this will be a nice recovery from them. Might help boost morale. They know how close they are. You can see them tasting it. Holding up now. Then the money's low. 4 UMPs, 1 and 4. No orbs. It's holding up, waiting for any sort of aggression from the CT side right now. Immortals need 10 in a row just to force overtime. Very unlikely, but if they win this round, we know Cloud9 do find trouble to close out games.
Open door for Shroud. Closes it, trying to bait in some shots, figure out where exactly the CTs are set up inside of the site. Automatic's also gotten over top of mid. Oh, they're going to push Shroud. He's got to be careful with the gun switch.
It's nice.
Gets it back in time. KNG inside of the door goes down. Shroud's got the opener. They're going to try and push A main to compensate with a flash in. Brief exchange with Nothing, who will make the call. And they'll fall back to go 2-2 on B and A. Mid wide opened.
Tension starts to rise now as we get to the 30-second mark. 2 players waiting in B. UMPs to defend. They have got an incendiary to hold them off. He deploys this right now. It's going to be good. Shroud trying to delay them as much as he can. The bomb runs in first. This could be a blunder.
Steel trying to wait in the site. Has got help from Lucas because him getting a kill means they haven't spotted Steel, but he's forced out. Skadoodle gets him down. It's all on to Lucas. And Cloud9 coming from the lower bracket through smoke, no less, are going to take down Immortals, win the North American minor, take first seed going into the Swiss system qualification stage, which they'll be joined by Immortals, but well done. They won the tournament.
Well done. It's, like I said, been an absolute long time since
Well done, Cloud9.
Pro League. And Immortals, they were the absolute favourites coming to this one. They looked great, blew them out of the water early in the stages of the tournament as well. Not a huge deal, just prize money. They both make it to the major qualifier. And in terms of seeding, it's a Swiss format tournament, so it doesn't really matter that much. It's the first game, I guess. You might get an easier path. I'm not really sure how that works. But still, Cloud9 looking good. Dropped off significantly on Inferno, I have to say. They really need to work on this play style. They cannot actually rely on that maybe it's going forward. I think that hybrid style of loose and kind of structured play needs to be defined further. They need to work out who's going to be calling and actually going to be making that situation work out for them.
Well, let's. I think we can. Now that we've gone through this big time zone change, us staying up all night every day, we should talk about this together. So we're going to bring in the frog, the beaver, and the bear, and discuss it with you. Just the frog, apparently. Hi.
So far, just the frog. I'm sure. There you go.
Bang.
There you go. Firstly, I just want to say I'm so glad you only just found that cup with a bell on it. Because
I actually found it
if
this
you'd have
morning
had
and I
that for the
forgot
last
about
4 days, I don't think I'd be
Yeah,
here anymore.
That's obnoxious.
Isn't it amazing? Look at it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Amazing's one word for it, I suppose. Yeah.
Chaps, what do you think of that game?
You guys just aren't on my level.
It was quick and hard and fast. It's everything I
like
love.
it, right?
Cloud9 broken the curse, or their land curse against the Immortals. That's good to see.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? And
Yeah.
at the beginning of this tournament, you'd say Immortals were probably the favourites on paper, then looked that way through the playoff bracket as well, taking down Cloud9 2-0. We thought that would be it. They'd be winning it hands down. But after losing a map as well, Cloud9 looked dominant there in the final map.
I think it was important that they kept up the pace on Inferno, right? It looked silly them constantly going aggressive on that CT side, even though it wasn't working. But carrying it through to this last map was, I think, a factor that got them across the line in the end.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's nice to see them winning a tournament. Shroud has some decent performances in the last map, looked quiet in the grand final. It's nice to see him kind of step up. We've obviously been talking about him a lot recently with his current kind of topic of does he leave the team, does he stay with it? Looking promising, at least towards the end there. They need to address this issue, though, of, I think, of like 5 players arriving at the right time. It seems up and down for this tournament, right? We've had the tag team duo looking poor. Skadoodles looked amazing throughout. I think that's helped them out
He's been the most
significantly.
consistent.
Most improved as well. For a long time, we've been, I guess, thinking we need more from Skadoodle, and finally he's shown up. And I would say, over this whole tournament, his impact has been one of the biggest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would even guess he's the mummy MVP of this last map.
He might be. I'm sure we'll go on to that in a moment. I guess we've got to go through the split screen bit first, but I'm sure we will. We will go.
Man.
Little man.
Let's kill that meme fully before we finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought a meme to us, James.
Yes. I'm happy about that.
I think it's time for us to say our goodbyes. Thank you for watching us. We've had fun. It's been a roller coaster. Congratulations, Cloud9. We'll leave you guys to it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Yes.
So,
Stu was saying in the interview we saw halfway through this best of 3, he said,
Yes.
my kind of in-game leadership is kind of puggy based. We definitely saw that in this best of 3, right? We saw that prevail.
So the CT side, when they're on the CT side, I remember something from the EPL finals last year that they were talking about, whereas they really just focused on their own zones and tried locking that down. And I think we saw that here on this last map because there was so much aggression coming out. It seemed like they always had map position and flanks on the way. Whenever the Immortals guys wanted to go to a bomb site, they were always under an assault. And that's the best type of Cloud9, I think, fighting under chaos. I've mentioned it time and time again, and that's when I think they can thrive. It's just that's something that's difficult to replicate all the time. They've managed to do it here, and I think that pushed them across the line, obviously, for this dominant grand final win against the Immortals.
Yeah.
It was fast-paced, action-packed, balls-to-the-wall Counter-Strike. And look, it's not the most beautiful, it's not the most structured CS. We did see glimpses of it where Cloud9 were able to dial it back and maybe approach the rounds with a bit more sensibility. And they're even able to turn those around, but it needs to be a mixture of both. They can't just rely on running at their opponent and hoping to find smokes and frags in all those instances. Marble shot by Kanchi. Immortals, they were caught off guard by a lot of this, I think, and weren't really able to stabilize. And that is kind of the story of what we saw in this first best of 3 that these two teams played against each other in the upper bracket final. Was Immortals were the one running over Cloud9.
I'm really curious if this will be a trend that's going to continue in the future. That, now you said the curse has been broken. We've seen that in the past where, that happens and suddenly, a team takes over and now they're doing really well on land. Even if it's a match of shall we say, sort of less significance in a sort of grander scheme of things. Just getting it out of the way and saying, oh, we could beat them. We've actually done it. Now now they can do it again and again, and again maybe.
The mental blocks are usually
Yeah.
the hardest blocks, right? And even if that's all it wasn't actually like a play style thing. It was literally just they had it in the back of their head subconsciously that they could never beat Immortals or that they always lost, and that was tripping them up when they got into these circumstances when games got close. They've broken that now, so they know that they can do it. As you say, maybe it didn't seem like it was as intense as what it possibly could be, but a win's a win.
Yeah.
And you're always going to take the W.
So how do we think these teams will fare now going into the major qualifier?
Looking at
Because-
the mix of teams there at the moment, right, it's pretty even. Like, everybody is around this same patch, I find. The ones who are always the underdogs or the scariest teams in these situations are the ones from the CIS minor, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's because they're kind of in a world of their own. I know we do have Tyloo coming in from Asia and Renegades who are playing in the North American region, but they've qualified through Asia as well. They're more of a known quantity because we seem to see Tyloo on more of a semi-regular basis. But with the Vega Squadrons of the world and Tengri, those two teams coming through, completely unknown factors. And you're going to be able to look into them. You're going to have to do the best homework you can. But as we've seen, like NIP last time round,
Yeah.
these CIS teams can cause some big upsets. Whether or not these two teams can make it through, I would definitely say they're in that. You would consider them closer to that top 8
Yeah, I
half of the major qualifier than say Tengri or Vega Squadron. But it's just going to be an on the day because it is best of ones in Swiss format, right? Anything can happen. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yep. It is time for the Mummy MVP for Cash. Let's find out. Were you right? It is.
Skadudes.
Skadoodles.
Called
Oh
it.
man.
Yeah. Well,
23-8.
yeah,
Impressive.
I was going to say, big performance from him. Again,
Yeah, lots of impact.
like consistent Skadoodle. I really like the thought of that.
He looked much better across the board with other weapons too, and I was looking at his weapon stats earlier. Still was predominant with the AWP, but we have so many highlights of this guy getting multi-frags with the AK pistol. He's getting some huge clutches here, there, and everywhere. No clutches in this game to note, but I would love to see, maybe taking a look a little bit later, as I will do, his impact overall. I think it was huge across all the maps for Cloud9. He maybe had one or two where he faltered, but a force to be reckoned with at this event.
Yeah, you agree with that? Anders? All good?
I'm perfectly satisfied with that statement.
I'm pretty good at statements. Do we have an... this is a silly question.
So-
I don't want to throw you as the host under the bus
Go
in
for
this
it.
situation. Do we have an overall event mummy, like the king of the mummies?
Not that I know
The
of.
king of the mountain.
Not that I know of, so I don't think so. I haven't
Maybe
been
it's
told
for the
of
next
it.
one, Scorpion King.
What?
Yeah,
Scorp-
is that the first? That was the first film, right?
I don't know if that was the first one.
There was a different
There was
films,
The
I
Rock. The Rock was in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Mummy franchise though, so I
Just-
think we're okay there.
There's
So-
two of them. The other ones are with
Here we go.
Brendan Fraser or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a funny man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Speaking of funny men, back to James.
Good.
Thanks. Let's just quickly wrap up the tournament
As a whole,
as a whole.
put a bow on it.
Let's put a bow on it.
I mean,
So-
I would say what's so remarkable about the way that the major format has managed to evolve over time is the fact that I would say it used to be that the minors were just things you sort of had to get out of the way, almost just sort of a
Yeah.
show, and now they're a really serious thing. And even competing in them means you've made it quite a long ways, and the high level is so high,
Yep.
And going into the actual main head qualifier, it's going to be absolutely madness, And we've got the European qualifier also coming up next week, I believe. So all of it is just going to sort of like the pyramid that we're building to stick with the mummy themes. See what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Once you get to the very top and actually get to the major, the peak of the pyramid, there it gets really intense, and I think that says a lot about how long Counter-Strike has come,
Yeah.
even from just like a year and a half ago.
I had that thought earlier. I think the vision of the Valve majors and the system building towards that major has finally reached a point it should be at.
Yes.
There are no easy teams who are currently legends. We don't have the flip sides in there and things like that. We only have good teams who are in that top 8 at the moment, and that's scary. And then the major qualifier itself, the 8 teams sitting there, most of them you would consider dangerous contenders as well to make it back into the major. So for me, we're finally at a point where things are looking scary and the filter system makes sense. So this
Yes.
could be one of the greatest majors of all time.
Yeah, I actually think that's very true.
Wow. Looking forward to it. Thank you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting on this desk with you. Thank you very much for summing that up. It is time to close out the show. The PGL Americas minor is done. Cloud9 and Immortals are our 2 teams to go through to the major qualifier. Next week, the European minor is coming up. We still have 3 teams to find for that major qualifier, so definitely come back next week. Thank you all for sticking with us over the last 4 days. It's been amazing. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
mummy has returned. She is a monster. Ruthless, cunning, and evil. Help me! Welcome to a new world of gods and monsters.
The Mummy, rated PG-13.
Sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking now. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking now. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
What up, guys? This is Jordan Nelson Gilbert.
We work with the world's top pros to teach you how to take your game to the next level with constantly up.
Estou aqui no início do vídeo para o link na descrição.
Eu jogo na Gamers Club, não tem como. Pula em mim, Gamers Club. A verdade tem que ser dita, é Gamers Club. Nice to meet you.
Você é um monstro insubstituível, eu diria. Fenomenal, feroz, um monstro. Eu tô com lágrimas nos olhos agora. Pega e abraça ele, põe ele no colo.
Porra, que vontade de cagar, Guizão.
Me fala que você quer outra. Quer outra? Então toma. Quer outra?
E aí? Oi?
Vocês estão me escutando? Vocês estão me escutando? Oh.
É assim, já entrou aqui? Ah, tu é.
Vocês estão me escutando lá no Discord?
Tu tá falando na tua live, Halisson? Ah, tá. Porque eu não tava escutando. Tu é Smurf?
Então, mano, do lado das configurações, né, ele tá ativado.
Tu é Smurf ou é é a primeira conta tua mesmo? Ah, tá. É porque eu mandei uma mensagem pra tu não falou. É, né? Assim, sabe? Aí eu, véi. Mas dá nada não, daí. Eu tô nem aí pra essa patente. Foda-se. Foda-se essa patente.
O KNG aí não tá no Discord também, não? Essa bosta aqui eu tô vendo seu microfone, mano, que tá zoado. Pera aí.
Quer que eu te dê admin ou. Assim. Deixa eu ver. Eu nem me liguei nisso. Tem que ver se os caras vêm. Tá, fé, tiroteio da desgraça. É. Um amigo meu tá vindo aí. Pra fechar o time logo. O cara falando logo, ah, mano, eu sou ruim pra caralho. Eu queria, velho, ter alguma coisa pra. Não, não é isso, meu amigo, não. O nome do meu amigo é Seven. O CS bugou. É bom o time todo, velho. Eu nem sei usar isso, mano. Mas. Véi. Meu Deus. O time já fechou, vai aí. Inicia. Deixa meu amigo pra lá. Oh. Véi, foda-se o mapa também, viado.
Eu
Qual?
tinha Dust 2 também, mano. Dust 2 é mó tóxico lá, os caras que jogam. E... Cobblestone eu nunca ganhei uma, mano. Cobblestone é foda. Eu joguei ele umas 4 vezes e ganhei uma só.
Aí, meu amigo aí. Ramelaram. Tu que escolhe, velho. Se vai tirar pra botar meu amigo ou do que é
Tá me
ele.
escutando aí?
Tá ouvindo.
Entrei aqui.
Manda o link da tua live aí pra me mandar pros caras meus, pros amigos do meu pai assistir. Pela Steam, vis.
Manda pra mim também. Manda aí.
Achei. Já mandei pros meus amigos já. Cash. Oi? É. Oxi. Tu tá puxando o que já?
Ah, mano, essa porra desse Discord aqui, o meu não quer sair a voz, vocês. Já mexi no microfone dessa porra.
A live tá mal atrasada.
Bora. B. Tô B.
Tô B.
Eu tô B já, falei já. Esqueci que os caras não estão aqui.
Boa.
Tô no meio.
O cara vai meio. Vem pra B.
Fica a marca da rua, mano. No meio aí. Vou dar a cara ali, se tiver, eu vou voltar.
Tem B.
Vai ser B. Boa, segura.
Que isso, mano? Porra.
Nossa.
Que bala. Tem CT, liga CT. Ixi. Que bala, véi. Né?
Cara andando, deu uma bala já.
Vai forçar?
Que isso?
Nada tem.
Tem um produto.
Na rua, ô Verde.
Tem um duto.
LOL.
Carregando aqui no duto. Boa.
Vai passar um aqui se alguém quiser.
Oi. Eu peguei a bind de Pink Friday e modifiquei ela todinha. Aí tá, pô.
Ixi, morreu o gato.
Tem
O
B.
cara me viu aqui.
Calma aí.
Eu tô no meio aqui escondido dos bagulhos.
Olha a
Mano,
porta
não.
azul. Quem tá na.
Tem B.
Um varanda.
Entrou B. Tu tá lagado, é? Eu vi.
Que isso, mano?
Pulou aqui na porta.
Eita, pô.
Dropa um pique, mano. Quem?
Marca na B aí.
Eu quero.
Pegar um P, mano.
Deixa eu marcar na B,
Você tem bang, laranja?
Espaçador que fala.
Tem duto.
Meu Deus, o cara pulou em mim, não sei nem como. Tá entrando na rua.
Subiu rua 2 já.
Tem pro meio.
Bota aqui, recorre.
Em cima, varanda. Sei lá
Tá
o
céu,
que foi,
tava
cara.
céu. O último tava céu.
Porra, mano.
Calma aí, já volto. Nossa, é muito tiro, mano.
Bom roxo.
Dropa Alp.
Pra quem? Já tem Alp já, pô.
Eu falei, foi pro KNG. Negão errou uns tiros lá, Jesus.
Relaxa, cara, fica de boa.
De boa, negão, só uma brincadeira, velho.
Ah, mano, ajuda, velho. Já rushou aí. Tem ou não?
Tem B, tem mim.
Marquei uma B.
Bom build, mano. Boa, tem AK e bomba.
Alp CT, Alp CT, Alp CT.
Pegar Alp, serve. Oi?
Quem que é essa bosta?
Ixi.
Eu dropo um M4 aqui no que não quiser. Ou a AK caiu nele aí, mano.
Vai pro meio, vou pra...
Beleza. Nossa, Jesus. Ligou, certeza, você é louco. Fiz ver a bala que esse cara me deu agora. Eu nem tinha aparecido no buraco, filho.
Que isso, mano?
Boa, sério.
Subindo boa,
Só vai. É um X2. Tá miado ainda. Serial? Oito balas. Bela.
Boa, deu tempo.